Testing. Alright. Looks like my mic is working. So this is January the almost 30th, and I still don't have my two stupid papers written, mostly because I was messing around with trying to find work, which I thought I had and then didn't have. Anyway, I've made minuscule progress on them right now. I've made more progress in the realm of trying to get work. I did go in and pick up my check. It was minuscule. I did the hours. I did the math to figure out how much I made per hour, but I deducted the fee and added in the training hours because I invested the time in the job. And anyway, by my calculations, I ended up making like less than $1 an hour because I earned roughly 100 something. Had to pay 60 something for a fee, leaving me with more or less 40 or 50 something. But I invested over 50 hours in training, so it doesn't work out very well. Training and working. They weren't all training hours. Anyway, not that I resent the job place, it's just that it's not very economical. And if I could continue working, it would be okay, because the average value per hour would go up. The training would eventually fade into nothing. But anyway, I do like the place. That's the thing that makes me not just calm up and say I quit. I like the place. But I am taking the time to look for work elsewhere, since I don't really think they can hold it against me if I find a job while they aren't able to give me any hours. On that front, I've contacted a few, well, by contacted I mean I've gone to several different job placement agencies and tried to find things. I'm I need to follow up on some of those resumes I sent off, especially to the people that I had a connection to, because I ought to at least get a response on the order of we're not doing anything at all, we're not hiring something, or you're not suitable for the position after all. Something. Not nothing. And my back hurts. My back hurts, my leg hurts. I'm a bit sore. I helped Fancy Pants move last Thursday, which overall it was a pleasant experience. It was nice to see her again. And her dad was there. He appreciated having help. Overall, I mostly like him, but he was really tired by the end of the day, and so was I. And I think so was she. She was really... Anyway, it was a big move, but they appreciated my help, so I'm happy. What else have I been doing? I did that. I've been doing this working stuff. I've been sort of working on those papers, but not really making much progress. I looked up some stuff. One of the things I looked at that was really interesting was a dynamics model of the motion of a Sidewinder, which was relevant to a kind of... Anyway, it was interesting. And I was trying to figure it... I've not figured it out yet, but it has potential as a project if it doesn't turn out to be too difficult for me, as everything tends to be. Anyway, it's not so much that I'm stupid as dynamics is very advanced and I have trouble finding the really old papers. I've never been good at finding papers. And then on top of that, he wants me to find papers and then duplicate the derivations, which we didn't... We were frequently given assignments that were worded, derive this formula, but they were very rarely explained well. Like in the class, the professor would sometimes, the derivation would be something that you could just go look up online. And that's how most of the students did them. I realized it a little late while I was doing it, so I ended up not looking up stuff until much later in my career, but I eventually started getting credit. But the derivations are kind of tricky, and I take my time doing them. I get there eventually, but my biggest problem is that I'm really methodical and I hate to make mistakes, so at every step of the way I'm constantly trying to make sure I get it right, which meant that, well, I'm not making much progress, but I've not been working on it very hard. I guess I really should stop making excuses. Fancy Pants gave me some of her furniture that she wasn't taking all the way up to where she is now. She's an architecture, if anybody happens to know of an architecture job in the Baltimore area. I'm in aerospace. I really like aerospace. Would be nice to find a job in aerospace. What have I been doing? I've been arranging this room. There's a chair in here I'm going to get to move out tomorrow. My mother cleared her space for it, but then she said, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Please just move it tomorrow so I don't have to deal with it. So I'm going to do that tomorrow if possible. The big thing that I'm trying to do this week is get in, like physically, get in to a job placement agency, preferably several of them, because engineering work pays well, and I want it. I mean, even if I get a technician's job using my engineering degree, it would be good for me. I really did like my other job. Oh well. If they can't give me hours, they can't give me hours. I've been running around in circles in my head a lot. This has been more or less the experience of the past week. Me running around in circles in my head. I've set up some bookcases that Fancy Pants gave me, and my mother's entertained because I took two of them and set them back to back so that they're more or less an island, although I kind of pushed them off to the side. They're beside my computer right here. I got my little robot kit. I've been trying to find my soldering iron. I checked in our utility room. I determined it was not in there. Then I found like several of my boxes in the dining room, but I couldn't get to them right away, so I'm going to be checking those this week. But I'm hoping to put together that robotics kit just because I think it would be a good experience. That and robots are cool. But it was like $30, and with shipping it was more like $40 from Edmund Scientific. It's a little ladybug thing that's pretty cool. When and if I finish it, I should finish it, assuming I don't accidentally burn the pads off while I'm soldering. But assuming I finish it, it'll probably end up being a star in one of these wonderful videos I've been making. I'm just feeling like I'm not making a lot of progress lately, and it's frustrating me. It's, you know, that sensation of spinning your wheels and making no progress. I'm getting that feeling emotionally a lot right now. So I'm trying to do stuff, but none of it's working out. I've heard that's one of the more discouraging things about not having a job is that you have to frequently and repeatedly try to get a job, and that the expected payoff is very high because once you have a job, you have income and stuff. Oh yeah, that was the other thing that was discouraging recently. I started looking up the cost of some of the things that I want and need to go to for professional reasons, and they're expensive. Like, the ticket to attend one of them was $400, and I was like, how am I going to come up with that much money? So I'm hoping my mother supports me in that endeavor. But I'm going to just keep doing what I've been doing. Well, hopefully I'll find something more productive to do than what I've been doing. But I'm going to keep trying to find work. And I think I'm going to try to buckle down in the next week, and if I try to finish one of those papers, then maybe I'll get sort of close to being done and I can get some professor input or something. I hope he doesn't think I forgot about him, because I didn't. He may have forgotten about me, but at this point that might be okay because I have almost nothing to show him. Oh, and there's a job fair I'm going to go to. That should be not too big a waste of my time, maybe. Oh well. It's kind of late and I'm kind of tired. I've been so sore since I helped Fancy Pants move that I've, like, everything has been sore. I've had trouble walking, but I'm sure I'll be alright. I think I'll be alright eventually. Oh, and I made some social plans, so I'm looking forward to being able to see some people. Anyway, I guess that's all, and I'm rambling, but that's all this whole thing was.